first we need to know that. So what is an interrupt and what is external interrupt? All of you know that microcontroller, it is having input and output devices. So according to the input given to the from the input devices, so the microcontroller will process according to the program, that is firmware, and then it will do the that is drive the output accordingly. So whatever input we have given, so like that, there are so many devices are connected to microcontroller at a time. So it may be some components are internally connected, some are connected externally. So all these components, they need some attention from the processor. So, and also processor cannot able to obtain the attention or get the attention to all these components at all times. So that's why interrupt concept came into picture. So as a name you indicate here, interrupt, all of you know that. So here it is nothing but a request raised by any component. It may be internal or external component. So as soon as there is a request, so then processor, whatever the task it is doing currently, it will just stop that, and it will take the service, it will take the request from the interrupt, and then it will provide service to the concerned device. So that is what we call that interrupt. And after providing the service, so again processor come back to the task where it has stopped. Okay, so that is what interrupt. So all of you know this already. Let us explain this with this diagram. You can easily understood. See here, we have a set of instructions. Let us see that 1 2 3 4. So processor is busy in doing this while it is executing instruction 4. So assume that there is a request or interrupt occurred from any device. So then immediately what actually processor will do, that it will stop executing the current program. So then it will take the it will take the request from the interrupt, and interrupt also it has some code is there. Okay, we call it as interrupt service routine. This is the code corresponding to that interrupt. So it is also having some set of instructions. It will execute that, and after this again processor come back to where it has stopped its previous task or the previous program. So it was stopped at this instruction 4. Now it is going to continue with the next instruction 5. So this is what we call that interrupt. Okay, so now see again interrupts, there are different types of interrupts are there. So in ARM processor also, so we can categorize the interrupt into three types. One is fast interrupt request, vectored interrupt request, and non-vectored interrupt request. So in this LPC 2148 also, to handle this interrupts, okay, so there are totally 32 interrupt requests are there. So to handle all this, so it is going to have a mechanism that vectored interrupt controller. Okay, so because some interrupts, they have some priority. So out of these three, fast interrupt requests have highest priority. So based on the priority, it is going to select that. So whichever is having highest priority, it will be taken first by the CPU. So this vectored interrupt controller, so actually a special table is going to be maintained. So it is called the interrupt vector table. So that table contains all the information about the vectored interrupt request. So it is containing information like, so which is a component which has raised that interrupt, that is the source. Okay, and also ISR address of the IRQ request. That is, so as soon as there is a request from that, so then a code has been associated with that interrupt. So that is what we call that ISR, interrupt service routine. So the starting address of that interrupt service routine, it is stored in this table. So as soon as there is interrupt from that source, so the corresponding ISR address is stored in the table. So then based on that address, the CPU or the processor can able to take that request, and it will execute the code. So here, so for each and every vector interrupt request, there is a unique interrupt service routine address is there. So out of 32 interrupt requests, so 16 interrupt request or vectored interrupt request. So for this 16 vectored interrupt request, so 16 slots are going to be allocated, and any of the 22 interrupts which are available in this LPC2148 microcontroller, they can be assigned in this 16 slots. So slot 0 is having highest priority, whereas slot 16 is having the least priority. Let us see that few interrupt related registers in LPC2148. So here these registers, they are used to either configure the interrupts or read the status of the interrupt. Okay. So here each bit in this register, it is associated with a particular interrupt source, because there are different types of interrupts. So there are, and it is coming from different sources. For example, see here in this table, there are 22 interrupt sources. I have already told in LPC2148. See, in that, let us see this first. Okay, bit 0. So in this register, bit 0. So it is reserved for the interrupt from the source watchdog timer. Okay, like that, if it is a timer 0 or timer 1, or if it is a UART 0, UART 1, then corresponding bits are there, and those corresponding bits will be set to 1. And here in this program we are using external interrupt 2. So this is associated with bit position 16. Okay, so that is the bit position 16 in this vectored interrupt control registers. Next, other registers are interrupt enable register. So in short form it is VIC INT enable. So this register is used to enable the interrupts, okay, which can be either fast interrupt request or interrupt request. So to enable the interrupt, so this register is going to be used whenever a bit is set to 1, the corresponding interrupt is enabled. So already we have seen that in the above table. So for different interrupts, okay, different bit positions are there. If the corresponding bit position is set to 1, then the corresponding interrupt is enabled. So if it is not 1, means that interrupt is disabled. Next, vector control registers. See, these registers are used to assign slots. Okay, I already told that there are 22 different types of interrupt are there. So we can allocate this 22 in 16 slots. Okay, so slot 0 is having highest priority. Slot 15 has the least priority. Okay, so these 16 vector control registers. So each register is going to control one of the 16 vectored IRQ slots. Okay, so in this first bit 0 to 4, that is the first 5 bits, they are going to contain how many number of interrupt requests are there. Okay, and the fifth bit is used to enable the vectored IRQ slot. Okay, so this register is used to enable the slot. Okay, so because different interrupt sources, you need to assign slots to different registers to enable those slots. So this register is going to be used. Next is interrupt select register. See, there are mainly two types of registers, that is fast interrupt queue, interrupt, vectored interrupt, request queue. So in order to select, so whether it is a fast interrupt interrupt request or vectored interrupt request. So in this register, if the bit is set to 0, then corresponding interrupt will be made as an IRQ. If it is 1, then corresponding interrupt will be made as FIQ, that is fast interrupt interrupt request. So this is to select what type of interrupt it is, whether it is FIQ or IRQ. Next is vector address register. See, I already told you that each interrupt, it is having, whenever interrupt is called, then the processor should jump to that ISR. Okay, so in order to jump to that, it should know the address of that interrupt service routine. So to hold the address of interrupt service routine, so vector address registers are used. Okay, so totally there are 16 vectored IRQ slots are there. Okay, so that's why here it is address 0 to 15. Okay, suppose if timer 0, if it is assigned to slot 0, okay, then address for that interrupt function must be assigned to VIC vector address 0. Okay, so in which slot it is assigned, so the corresponding address is going to be assigned, and that ISR is going to be stored in this vector register, address register. Next, external interrupt means which is caused by external devices. Okay, the source will be external. So like it may be a sensor, it may be any monitor device, it may be a switch. Okay, like that. So, and here whenever there is an interrupt arised by these devices, so special, that is immediate attention should be given by the processor. So actually there are four registers associated with this external interrupt in LPC 2148. One is external interrupt, INT, external wake up, external mode, and external polar registers. See, external interrupt register, it contains the interrupt flags in order to set the flags corresponding to interrupts. So that register is going to be used. And here we are going to use this external mode and external polar registers. See, what is this external mode? See, it is going to specify that whether each pin is, whether it is edge sensitive or level sensitive. Okay, so whenever external interrupt is going to be given, so the circuit should become active. Okay, so circuit will be active by either by applying that is by edge sensitive or level sensitive. So here edge sensitive means by making a positive edge or negative edge. Level sensitive means, so here by setting the clock pulse, okay, by giving a level to the clock pulse, the circuit is going to be active. Okay, so either two ways it can be given. So this is going to represent whether it is edge sensitive mode or level sensitive. External polar means, suppose if it is level sensitive, so which is that level? So what is the value of that level? If it is edge, then what type of edge sensitive? Whether it is rising edge or it is a falling edge sensitive. So that is the external polar. See, this is the 7 LED interface. Okay, so we need, and it is also already it is built in that kit. So here 8 LEDs it is going to be connected. Okay, so here the pin numbers are, it is using port 1. So pin number from 16 to 23. To that 8 LEDs are connected. And to give the external interrupt, okay, so there is a button in that kit. So as soon as you press that, so it is nothing but an interrupt is going to be applied. So that external interrupt switches are connected to port 0, okay, in that microcontroller kit. So port 015 and port 020. Let us see this program. So it is a very simple program. So LPC 214X is a header file. See here we need to use two function here. Okay, one is in order to initialize the external interrupt, and one is that is external interrupt service routine. So inside the main function, so first we need to call this function external interrupt in order to initialize that. Okay, see here, as soon as it call, so control will go here. So inside this, so we need to initialize the interrupt. Okay, that is external interrupt. So few values we are going to give and to enable and set that external interrupt. See, first we need to specify, so what type of external mode, whether it is edge sensitive or level sensitive. So here it is edge sensitive mode. So we are applying at external interrupt 2. So the value is 0x4. Okay, so these are values are fixed. Okay, you can't change this. So remember this value. So 0x4 stands for edge sensitive. Again, edge sensitive, whether it is a falling edge sensitive or rising edge sensitive. So here it is falling edge. So here we have, if you observe that, it is negation. Okay, so the polarity is, it is going to represent that it is falling edge sensitive. And after this, see, pin number 15 of port 0 is selected in order to give it as a external interrupt. See here, in this microcontroller kit, so we have two ports, port 0, port 1, okay, ARM processor. So here these, and each port has 32 pins. Okay, see, these pins are multi-function pins. That means depend on the different situation. So these pins can be used for different functions. Okay, so by default all these pins are they are GPIO function, that is general purpose input output function. So the same pins we can be used as interrupt also, okay, in order to give external interrupt. So to select that, okay, so to select the pin function, so here we have one register pin select pin SEL. See, 0 stands 0 is for this is port 0 pins are going to be selected. So here if you observe this value, see pin number 15 is going to be selected as external interrupt. See, in pin select, okay, 2 bits are going to represent, because each of the 2 bits of this pin select, so it is going to represent that that is that pin is going to be used as EINT, that is external interrupt. So that is pin number 15 andre last. Okay, total 32 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, 32 divided by 2 ಅಂದರೆ 16. So 2 bits are going to be used in order to represent what type of function it is going to be used. Okay, so in order to use it as external interrupt, so it must be that is the pins 30 and 31. Okay, the last one, okay, P30 and 31. So if they are going to be that is 2 bits are going to be used, so in that 80 andre P31. Okay, P31 bit andre 31 bit it is set to high, so it is 10. Okay, so 30 and 31 10. So that is going to be used in order to indicate that pin 15 is going to be used as external interrupt. Okay, so this is also fixed, you just remember this value. So because in order to select that pin 15 of port 0 as external interrupt, so this is the value. Next, in order to initialize the interrupt vector, okay, so that interrupt is related to that, we have a few registers, we need to enable those interrupt. See, first we need to select. Okay, so whether it is what type of interrupt, it is a IRQ, vector interrupt request. Okay, I already told that external interrupt it is selected as pin number 16. So we are just making that pin number 16 as high. So this is the meaning is that pin number 16 is set as high. Okay, and it is AND with, so here enable that is select madake, we are just doing the negotiation of that. Okay, then vector address. See, address of interrupt service routine should be loaded to this vector address register. So that is external interrupt ISR. So the starting address is going to be stored here. And here bit 5, I already told you that bit 5 it is going to be used. Okay, so here it is nothing but slot 5. Okay, slot 5 is assigned to this external interrupt. Again, to assign the slots to this interrupt, see here vector control register, again it is also 5. So to enable vector interrupt request, see I already told you that bit 5, so 5 should become high, so bit 5 will be set to high andre 1. Okay, so it is nothing but bit 5 andre gottideyala 2 power 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, bit 5 is nothing but 2 power 4. 2 power 4 means what? 60. Next, we need to enable the interrupt. Okay, so after that is assigning the slot, so then we need to enable that vector interrupt request. So it is nothing but pin number 16. Okay, so pin number 16 it will be set to 1. So in this way, okay, and this one is to set to the interrupt flags. So this is the value 0x4. So once this interrupt is initialized, so next is interrupt service routine. Okay, so this is going to be executed. So whenever you press that interrupt, so the processor, it will be executing this code and it will make the LED to toggle on or off. See, here we are using ports 1, that is port 1 pins. Okay, I already told you that 16 to 23. So they are connected to 8 LEDs. So here we are making use of only 16th pin. So we are configuring that. So 16th pin is used as output pin. So it will be set to 1. So here it is OR. So here OR operator is only pin number 16 is used as output. Other pins are not used as output. So it is not going to make any effect on the other pin. Then, so this is direction only. It is selected as output. Now we want to make that pin number 16 to be high. So that will be set by using this register IO1 set. Then we have a delay. See, now when you set this, so that pin will be become high and buzzer will be off. Okay, there will be delay. That is that LED will be okay. It is off. That is sorry, buzzer will be off. Now now we are going to clear that. See here pin number high 16 is high andre LED will glow. Okay, it is on. Then we need to clear that. Okay, low ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ bit na clear ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So we are going to use this and making that pin number 16 as 1 andre, so it will become active low. So then it will turn on the buzzer. Okay, then LED light will become off. So like this, whenever external interrupt is given, so this code will be executing and it is making that LED to toggle from on or.
So we will demonstrate one more program here. So here we have written program which indicates an interrupt whenever you raise an interrupt, that is indicated by an LED indication. So here we have the interrupts. So once I press the interrupt, you can notice the LED glows indicating that there is an interrupt driven. So the logic is already explained.